Hello everyone and welcome back. So my friend Leon Powalski sent me this video yesterday and it couldn't have come at a better time because people have been recently asking me about how to beat bow cavalry spammers, and that's what this video is going to be about. We got a lot of bow cav spam, so let's take a look. Leon Powalski over here has 2 Yari Samurai, 2 Bow Warrior Monks, a Matchlock Ashigaru, 1, 2, 3 Katana Samurai, and then 2 Yari Cavalry. Over here we have a bunch of bow cavalry. Let's see how many there are. There's 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 5 there, so that's 10 total, and then a lone sword and 2 light cavalry. So there's a lot of ways you can approach fighting a bow cav spammer. If you have a lot of cavalry yourself, you can run out early and just try and pin them down, because remember, bow cavalry's usefulness comes from their speed and agility, not from their power. Their bows aren't very good, and they just simply won't kill very many of your guys. Especially if you keep them in loose formation, you're very good at dodging. You can actually juke arrows, even with infantry. You can just dodge arrows simply. Now, if the enemy is bow spamming, you're probably not going to be able to juke arrows, but it's a possibility. So let's see what Leon's going to do here to fight this battle. So he has some bow archers, bow warrior monks in fact. There's a rank 3, so 2 rank 3 bow warrior monks. Going to be able to do some good damage against bow cavalry. So there's 2 ways to fight a bow cav spammer. One is to take up a defensive position, preferably in a forest, or even better actually is on a hill with a good angle where the arrows don't have a good angle, so they just kind of miss you or fly overhead. That's probably the best way. But if you don't just like sitting around and waiting, being aggressive works just as well. Remember, bow cav is only as good as their maneuverability. And so if you can be aggressive and kind of corner them, you can just tie them down and destroy them, because in melee they are near useless. Probably the only worse unit in melee than bow cav is bow ashigaru. They're just really terrible. So Leon's going to make early action and just try and pin down this cavalry. It's one reason why it's good to have speed upgrades on your cavalry, even though they don't really work yet, I don't think. They're still broken. But so you can catch up to other cavalry, and bow cavalry is a good thing you want to catch up to. So Leon's doing very aggressive. My only real complaint with this strategy is he was in tight formation the whole time. There's no reason to be in tight formation at all. Bow cavalry is terrible melee. Even if they charge into a loose formation, and technically you're not as good as in melee in the loose formation, you're still going to destroy them because they're bow cav. Bow cav is just terrible. No charge, no staying power, nothing. So I had to keep all my men in loose formation through this whole battle. It's just not worth taking the arrow damage. So the spears are going to come up in front and be guarding these bows. Now these bow warrior monks can outrange the bow cavalry, so Leon Powalski can actually push the bow cav guy where he wants him. Try and corner him maybe even. So here, watch what this guy's going to do. I mean, oh my god, am I going to have to do a video on the wedge formation and just prove exactly why you shouldn't use it like ever, especially with light cavalry? Watch what he's going to do. I mean, this is just embarrassing. He's bringing him in to hit the Matchlock Ashigaru. Now look at this. If he had been spread out, guess how many Matchlock Ashigaru he's going to kill? Taking bets. Here they come. Wow. Nice charge, bro. Killed 12 of them. Good job. If you had spread out, you could have just slammed into that entire unit and obliterated them. Because look, that cav obliterated this little middle section. So why didn't you spread out and kill them all? I don't get it. I don't get the wedge formation. Why is it so popular? It's just like you can't see that. Like if you were watching that and you just saw him go right through the middle like that and thought, well, I didn't kill very many of them at all. Maybe I shouldn't use the wedge formation. I don't know. Like, do people think about that? Do you think, like, that charge wasn't very good? Why? Oh, maybe because I was in that tiny little wedge formation. I don't get it. Wow. So Leon's just going to press very aggressively here, getting them to waste their arrows. Bow cavalry, I don't actually know how much arrows they have. I've never ever used bow cavalry. I think I might start, because they might actually prove to be quite useful. But I don't actually know how many arrows they have. Probably not a whole lot. So if you can just get them to waste those arrows, they'll be useless. So look at this. Leon Powalski is just pressing the enemy hard, taking the fight to him. Bow cav spammer probably thought he was going to be the one attacking and taking it to Leon, but Leon turns the tables, and that allows his infantry to move up and get in a good position too, and maybe get some good shots off. And hey, if you can tie him down with your cavalry, why not do that too? And just, ooh, nice downhill charge into this bow cavalry, and they're going to be screwed. So really, don't worry too much about the casualties from bow cavalry, because they're just not that good. They just don't kill that many guys. I mean, look, his infantry's pretty much fine. The worst hit is this Yari samurai. That volley only killed 2 people. I mean, really, they're just not that strong. So don't worry about it. Maybe if they were vetted up, they'd probably be a lot better. In fact, I might make that a project to get some vet bow cavalry and just see what I can do with them. Because I've actually gotten really good at juking arrows. I've used up entire bow warrior monk ammo on juking with a Yari samurai and only took 3 casualties from all their arrows. It was glorious. But I'll have to try that. Anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked. Enemy's lone sword is coming out too, but that's just going to get met by a katana samurai and plowed. Level 2 katana samurai, in fact. And so a good thing you want to do is just to corner bow spammers, these cavalry, at least the bow cavalry spammers. Because once they have nowhere to run, you can pin them down, and once they're pinned down, they're dead. So see, he's taking arrows here. Especially though, if you just have one unit, like I said that juking wasn't always a realistic option with bow cavalry, because they're probably going to be shooting all over your lines and you can't micromanage that much. But here we have all the cavalry just shooting at this one unit. He could have just been juking them. And how I like to juke arrows is I put everybody in loose formation and then put them in a single file line that stretches north to south, so it's like perpendicular to your lines, and then just juke them back and forth, changing their direction every time the enemy fires, and you'd be surprised at how few casualties take. Arrows actually, they're not heat seeking. Like, they'll just fly harmlessly into the ground if you change direction. Sometimes it seems like they do a little bit, but you can dodge them. So try and do that, and I would have been doing that with my Yari Samurai because he's taking all the shots. Another good reason, like, look, he's not individually ordering his guys to fire, so most of the shots are going right at the Yari Samurai. Unfortunately, he's going to get wise to these matchlocks and is going to shoot into them as well. But, see, still not bad. Good try to get the matchlocks to attack, but I probably would have sent my infantry maybe up too to be a sacrifice. Definitely would have moved my Yari Samurai up first to be the sacrifice, and then shot him with the matchlocks and hope that he wouldn't individually order them. So there goes a bow cavalry. The bow warrior monks are doing quite a number on this bow cavalry. Remember, they can outrange them, and you can just mow them down with bow monks. Meanwhile, the infantry is going to move up too. His cavalry somehow is still alive. They've been doing really well. Maybe go and hit the general, but the general moves. So all that's left are these bow cav, and I would say the enemy is pretty well screwed at this point. They just don't have the arrows to take down a big force. Bow cav spam is not a good way to go. Maybe it was back in Rome, if you were like the Scythians or something. I don't know, I never played Rome online. But a lot of old things that worked in old games that don't work in this one. You can't mass spears and be defensive. That doesn't work anymore. Maybe back in Roman times, but anyway. Hopefully trying to catch the general while he micromanages his bow cavalry. And manages, is he going to make it? Oh, but he pulls off and hits the bow cavalry. Now you might be thinking, what? Why would you do that? Well, the general's not going to be that important anyway. I mean, the bow cavalry are going to get torn down in melee with or without the general. So by feigning towards the general, he could fake it out and make the other guy micromanage his general and leave his bow cav vulnerable. So a good move there by Leon Powalski to fake the attack of the general and get another bow cav tied up in melee. Really good move. I mean, general's very important in this game, but if you know when to kill the general and when you don't need to, you can pull off great moves like this. So really good choice there by Leon. We have wavering here. This bow cavalry will not last very long. The Yari Samurai have also made it there, so this one is totally screwed. And look, their morale is really bad too. They lost about half their men before they broke. And pretty much within range of the general. He's probably even in the radius, so bow cav just terrible in melee. And now Leon's got him in a great spot up on this mountain with the forest being protected from the arrows. And Leon could probably just sit in the forest and absorb arrows if the enemy decides to shoot into him. And let's see what happens now. Leon just pressing his attack. Maybe giving up at this point. Lets his bow cavalry get swarmed by the Yari Samurai. And really, any kind of spammer is just generally not very good at the game. Until you get to high levels where it's super serious people, like a rank 10, and do anything to win kind of thing. But normally, at least in these lower rank battles, when people spam, they're not going to be very good. So you can use tricks by making them waste their ammo and such, and just win battles pretty easily. So we're here on this mountain. I think you know what's going to happen. He's just cornering them. Great move. I'll just triple speed it for now, because there's going to be a lot of walking up a mountain. Leon not even using his whole force. Maybe these bows are out of ammo. And in fact, these matchlocks are back here too. But he's too worried about moving his force here, and I can see why. They're the ones closest to the enemy. So let's see what this bow cav is doing. Are they even shooting? Says they are. But Leon's got a nice angle there on the hill. Let's see if they can actually hit him. And are they going to shoot? Here we go. And nope. See what I mean? It's actually better to use hills, I think, if you're going to make people waste their ammo than forest. Because forests are pretty obvious. You know, you hide in the forest, the enemy's going to be reluctant to shoot into it because it's a forest and it's obvious. But if you can use those subtle curves of the land to get them bad shots, like look at that one, right into the side of the hill, it's a lot better because the enemy won't be as aware of those subtle changes in the terrain that can cause bow arrow volleys to just be completely ineffective. So if you're going to make someone waste their ammo, try and use the hills. I've had a lot of up-closes in some of my older videos, and some of the newer ones even too, where I just showed arrows either flying over their head or like you just saw there, just going right into the side of the mountain. So definitely try and do that. Still not running out of ammo. But Leon's still pressing. This battle's pretty much over with only, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units left of just bow cavalry. And they're pretty hurt too. This one's a half strength, this one's a 46, this one's a half strength. And this one's about 46 too. So I'll just triple speed at this point. We just have the pressing in, and bow cav spammer is running out of room. And he can just pretty much sit here and just take these arrows. Let's see the path of these arrows. Let's see if they're being very successful here in these volleys. Trees are kind of in the way. I'll try and find a nice little angle here, and we'll wait for the next volley. Let's see. It looks like he's shooting at this katana samurai in the back. Are they out of ammo? Maybe they are. It says firing at will, but they might be out. Bow cav spammer might have ran out of options. With no arrows, a bow cav is pretty much useless. Bow warrior monks have finally moved up, and a nice little fire attack. Ooh, wow! Took out 13 bodyguards there, and does some good damage. And like I said, bow cav spammer is pretty much out of options. He just basically, all he can do is sit and wait for death. Another nice shot. Ooh, another nice shot. Down to 11. I think if you would kill the general, the low morale of the bow cav would probably just cause them all to rout en masse, even if he didn't even engage them. So his general's probably, yeah, he's probably a bow general. I mean, it makes sense with a bow cav spammer to have a bow general, I guess. Some more nice shots. We're down to 8 here in the general bodyguard unit. Just waiting for that final death blow to the general that'll probably end the battle. Down to 7. Triple speeding again. More shots into the general. There he goes. He's running off. Probably should have pressed an attack there when he was micromanaging his general. But like I said, pretty much over. Match like Ashigaru are going to chase him. If they just get one shot off, they could just potentially shatter this unit. The curvature of the hill is not making for a good shot. He's going to kill a couple, but you think with 3 units of bow cavalry you do more damage than that. And there's a nice shot. Takes out quite a few. We got wavering all over now. There goes one that's shattered. And those with the low morale units, bow cavalry is one of them. Matchlock volleys will pretty much take them out. We have wavering here. Is the general? Nope, general's still alive, but there's still wavering. Triple speed. Bow monks seem to be giving chase, doing a nice job with their shots here. And we're just going to watch Leon close in on the bow cavalry spammer and make his final moves to seal this battle. General's bodyguard himself is wavering. There goes the last bow cav. All that's left is the general, and there he shattered. And there you go. So, not deterred at all by the bow cav spammer. Just ran out and was aggressive. Remember, bow cavs, they just aren't that powerful. You don't really need to worry about them that much. They're probably, in fact, I would probably say they're the weakest archer type in terms of power. Their real usefulness is just for skirmishing and being fast and maneuverable. They don't make a good army when it's just them. I mean, let's look at the numbers. This Yari Samurai's at 35. This one's at 79. Bow warrior monks are pretty much fine. Katana Samurai are nearly untouched. I mean, just look how many casualties he took. Not that many. I mean, the Matchlock's down to 41, and the Yaris are pretty hurt, but everybody else is in almost perfect shape. So, no problem there. Bow cav spammers aren't really something to be feared. Just because they're just not that powerful. So, don't be afraid. Be aggressive. Try and waste their ammo with hills and forests. If they're too smart to fall for that, just got to be aggressive. Just push them. If you get them split up, that'll really hurt their morale when they sense they don't have the locally superior force. They can even rout without being engaged, as you saw up here. So, thanks for watching, everybody.